Oh, hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm okay. How's everything going with you? I don't want to mispronounce your name.
Yeah, same thing. So I want to make sure it's Jared or Gerard.
Gerard. It's Gerard.
Gerard. Sorry about that. Gerard. I am Shaquanda.
Shéquanda. I saw
Yeah.
the thing on top. I said, maybe that's Shay, not Shaquanda, right? It's
Yes,
Shaquanda.
Shaquanda. And I can't put it on Zoom, but I'll just spell it out right here. But it is Shaquanda.
I'm here with Shaquanda Long, the founder of the Juneteenth Freedom Fest in New York City. Harlem, right?
Yes. And I wanted to really, if we can, really quickly, I don't know if we know the airtime. I want to know if I need to talk in future tense, present tense, past tense. Is this going to air? Do you know the date?
Talk how you want to talk.
Okay.
Talk how you want to talk. You could talk about what has happened in the past, what you got coming up on the future, and what's going on today. So we're always in the present. Obviously, we're celebrating Juneteenth, and tell them when that date is of Juneteenth is.
Okay. Juneteenth is June 19th,
Okay.
2023. So this year it'll be this Monday.
Okay. So we're definitely going to put this up before Juneteenth. We want to try to bring awareness to it.
Okay.
Um, And that's the whole purpose of why I wanted to sit down and talk to you about this, because I was interested in it. I know it's different celebrations that goes on,
Hmm.
and different parts of the country. And to be quite honest with you, I'm kind of behind on it. I'm not going to say that I
Hmm.
totally celebrate it, but when
Hmm.
I got the email, I was like, well, we got some things going on in my schedule, but I said, let me squeeze this in because I want to see if you can educate the people, educate myself about the significance of the holiday
Hmm.
and, you know, why you celebrate it and why you started off. So start off by telling people what Juneteenth is, if you can, please.
Okay. Yeah, so Juneteenth is the celebration of liberation. It is actually another nickname for the day is Liberation Day or Jubilee. So it's the celebration of the day in 1865, and actually it was June 19th, 1865, when the last group of enslaved people in Galveston, Texas were made aware of their freedom. It was 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, and they got word by the soldiers on foot and on horse. And so they were working for 2.5 years, not knowing that they were free. And they came in riding on horses and said, "Your freedom is here." They read them the Emancipation Proclamation. And that was the day that the last group of enslaved African Americans was set free. They left immediately, they celebrated, and then they carried on that tradition of celebrating their freedom, their newfound freedom. And thus we have Juneteenth. It's the shortening or abbreviation for June 19th.
Why do you think that it took so long for people to be aware of it? Because I didn't hear about it until like the last, what, few years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Just not that the holiday, but just in general, I hadn't heard of it. Why do you think you took so long for Black folks and just the country in general to be just aware of it?
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say this. When Juneteenth took off, it's been celebrated for over 150 years, right? And it was more of a kind of when it was being celebrated, it took off locally. So in Texas, they've been doing it for hundreds of years.
Okay.
And it began to spread as people migrated to different areas. So you have places like in Virginia, even all the way up in Buffalo, New York, they've been celebrating it since the late 60s. I'm like you, where I grew up in New York City. I'm a Harlem girl, and we didn't have have the knowledge where I can say, and I'm in my 30s, so I can't say it was super popular when I was younger. But it was very isolated. And that's a loaded question, right? Like, why did it take so long? Because just like anything that happens within the Black community, I think that strategically things are just systematically we're isolated from each other. Not saying that Black people don't unify, but systematically there's been things in place to keep that total unification from happening. And so the tradition was kept alive in more of the local areas in Texas, and it spread to other cities. But I think with the unfortunate and untimely death of George Floyd, we
Mm,
started seeing a resurgence and an understanding, because when that happened, right, we were still in lockdown and the people were wanting to unify. So then the awareness about Juneteenth, something that's specifically African American, gave us, I believe, what that kind of just a central point to be able to celebrate specifically African American culture. And I think that's why it's taking off now, because it gives us something to unify and rally behind, something specifically for African American culture.
well, I do think that it's a lack of unification within our community across the nation, across the world. Do you think this holiday can be a starting point or um, kind of break some of the barriers down for people to kind of collectively do something as a community and as a race of Black folks across the nation? You think that over time that is going to, you know, get a little steam and allow us to rally behind it and have something that we can unify behind?
I do believe that, now I'm not here to say that Juneteenth is gonna,
Right.
solve all of our community problems, but
Mm-hmm.
I do believe, because I'm seeing it in my own community, like you said, it can be a starting point to have a day set aside where
Mm-hmm.
we're not focusing on Black tragedy, but focusing specifically on celebrating Black culture. And when I say Black culture, I'm talking about African American culture in specific, so,
Mm-hmm.
being in detail. And I say that because coming from New York City, we celebrate everybody. We got a Pride Parade, we got a Puerto Rican Day Parade, we got the
I was
Irish.
just about to say that.
You listen, we got everybody, and we'll show up. We'll show up to the St. Patrick's
Right.
Day parade. We'll show up to the Puerto Rican Day parade. New York City always had their own flavor, but now I think Juneteenth allows us to say it's okay now to show up for just African Americans and celebrate the contributions that we have made to Black culture. We are to the culture. Period. We are the
Right.
culture. And I think it's a starting point where we can just set aside a day and celebrate our contributions, celebrate what makes us dope, what makes us us.
I think it will be dope first and foremost that people just celebrate it. But in the future time, I think that will make it even more better if people kind of like, I'm not gonna say sanctify it. I'm just gonna say have put some value on it. Whereas like
Mm,
where people
mm-hmm,
will feel like, man, I shouldn't do this to my fellow brother or sister on this day.
mm-hmm,
If we can
mm-hmm.
have one day, you know what I'm saying, where we could be like, we kind of respect and value each other. Not, and I think that should happen. Obviously, it's supposed to happen on a daily basis, but
Right,
if people kind of like, put that, make it more visible, and like you
right.
said, we're not asking for miracles, but I think the first thing is one thing we do know how to do is celebrate. Like you said, like I
Right.
got, friends, and you be like, dude, you blacker than me, but what did you out on St. Patrick's Day with all the green on? You know what I'm saying? You like, we
Right.
celebrate everything. So I mean, just to
Mm-hmm.
celebrate us is,
Right.
is a start. So tell me about the Freedom Fest and, you know, what made you start. I see your background. You have a background of organization, through
Mm-hmm.
your college days, et cetera. But let me know how you started, and let me know what the celebration is about. Let the people know what the Juneteenth Freedom Fest is about.
Yes, so actually, it's like, where do I start? Because so with my background, I actually am a humble housewife. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have two kids.
Humble house.
Yes.
You got a
I,
little bit more lightning. I can barely. You get kind of dark. You can turn some
yes.
lights
I'm
on over there.
sorry. Let me go back. Because I
Get your
did have
lighting.
my, yes, I
Yeah,
did have my lighting and it did go out, so I do apologize. Give me 1 second. Okay. Is that better?
yeah, that's much better. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's much better. Okay,
All right,
so
hold on.
we was with the humble wife.
Yes, get this. Okay. So I am a humble housewife.
That's a
I,
good thing. That's a good thing.
yeah,
You
I'm
kind
a
of young though, right? With you?
yes, listen, I've been married for 10 years, happily
Oh,
married to a black man. I love him.
that's what we need. Black love. That's what it started. Okay, so yeah,
But
10 years. Okay, that's what's up.
But I say that because it started off as just an idea. I was having a conversation with one of my good, just childhood friends, and we were talking about Juneteenth. She had
Okay.
questions just like you. And she was like, "Have you ever heard of Juneteenth?" And I'm like, "Yes." Now, we are both New York City natives. And again, with Juneteenth being a little isolated,
Hmm.
if there were things happening in New York City, we just didn't know about it. You know what I mean? It wasn't heavily broadcasted. And that's not unique to us. Like a lot of people have that same experience, just like you, Gerard.
Hmm.
So it was like, yeah, I know about it. I actually attended the University of Buffalo, and Buffalo's been doing a Juneteenth, like I said, since the late 60s. It's
Hmm.
really huge up there. And they shut the city down. It's a huge parade, it's a multi-day event. And
Okay.
so I learned about that there. The rich history in Buffalo, even, from the Underground Railroad and how people migrated up there. So all of that rich history. And we said, let's bring it to our hometown. And it started off as just wanted to do a block party.
Okay.
Again, this was in 2020. So this was after George Floyd. We said we've had so much trauma with the pandemic. We've had so much trauma, just period. Let's
Hmm.
just set aside this day to really beef it up and make it about the celebration of Black people, African Americans in our area. And that's how it started off. And so with JFF NYC, we actually are a week-long event. We're hybrid. We have a virtual fest, and then we cap everything off with our outdoor fest, which happens in Harlem. It will be on West 125th Street, right there down the street from Apollo. I
One, two,
mean,
five.
yes, when I'm talking about blackity black, I'm talking
Yes.
about everybody, just that family reunion type of vibe. Because again, for us, our Juneteenth festival is about that reconnecting. Like you said, having a day where we set all that other, silliness aside. And then two, it helps us to stop reaffirming these white supremacist beliefs because there's people out there that think black people can't unify or we don't
Mm.
union, not like we don't get together.
Right.
No, whenever that we get together, there's always something out. There's never anything at our event. No issues. We come, we celebrate together. It's always a good time. And I want to show the world that. So with our virtual fest, we provide fire chats, panels, educational talks where we are building different things. Like this year, we're providing information on how to build your credit. Had a conversation that we call Ginger Ale and Vic. So we talked about the mistrust in the medical field with Black people and how we come to have our own remedies and things like that. We
Hmm.
talk about how to create content and be a full-time content creator. So things that we feel is pertinent
Hmm.
for the times. We do that in our virtual fest. We also have virtual performers. Like this year we have Dear Silas. I ain't stressing the day. Hey, he's gonna be on there doing a special Juneteenth rendition. So we do that where we celebrate different parts of the culture. Then we get together and have our huge block party. And I started it for that reason, just a day for us to celebrate us. My company is 100%, we're volunteers, but we're 100% Black owned and Black operated.
Hmm.
And every penny that we raise goes back to taking care of the event and pouring back into the community. So we'll have free things, free activities, all types of stuff for the kids happening on 125th, on the 17th.
The 17th, and it runs through the 24th.
No, so we actually start our virtual fest is from June 13th through
Okay,
the
yesterday.
15th.
Okay,
On Quelle TV. That's our partner, which is a Black-owned network.
okay.
Um, and then it'll end on Saturday with our Juneteenth Outdoor Fest, which is happening
Okay.
on the 25th from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m.
And then you can wind down on that 18th, and then the actual celebration, I mean, the actual holiday is on the 19th.
Yes,
Um, I want to, I want to go back to that, but, you know, I'm older than you, but I just think what you just said with, I think is, I think it's overdue because like coming up, when I was young, I remember the community having like, block parties. Like it's not too,
right.
it was, it's not, you can blame it on the gentrification of our communities. You could blame it on different factors. You could just the disconnect, um, people kind of scattering out. But I think,
Mhm,
we had like our grandmas cook. Everybody kind of knew each other. And it was more
mhm.
of a sense of a community, even though we didn't have much, even if you was in the projects or whatever, it was like
Right.
people knew each other, you know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? And people kind of like, okay, it was we still had our problems, but I think that I think it's kind of overdue. I think, having this type of celebration is what I'm getting at is kind of bringing that back to the forefront where, it's community
mhm,
based,
mhm.
people can hang out, the kids can play with each other and,
Right.
I'm saying, shoot some hoops and do different things. So I think that's overdue. Now, um, I want to ask you now, Juneteenth is a federal holiday.
Yes, it is a federal holiday
Hmm,
recognized in most states. I believe it's only maybe one or two, but as of 2021, it was a federally recognized state
hmm.
in New York and then across the nation.
I think that's a step also too, um, when people could officially get off work. I think it becomes official when people like, damn, I think like when you don't got to go to work, it's official. It's like boss tell you, nah, you ain't got to go. But I don't think it's to that. I think it's similar to like Dr. King Day. It's a federal holiday, but
Mm,
so a lot of people still got to go to work that day. You know what I'm saying? But
mm,
you know, you had a Fourth of July, Christmas, and all that. That's official. Like people,
right.
like you know what I'm saying. That's official. So I think that's the steps on it. But yeah, I just wanted to touch bases with you. I think that's a dope thing. We're definitely gonna try to get this going and put it out there within the next day or two before the actual holiday of Juneteenth. Um, I think the most important thing is bringing awareness to it because like I said, I was kind of ignorant to it. I haven't really celebrated. Of course, I acknowledge it, salute,
Mhm.
and all that, but I don't really look at it that way. So I think that's a good step to it. So if you want, I know you mentioned the partnerships you had, your particular company. If you want, you could just kind of shout those things out, tell people where they can find you, how they could participate. Because you know what? I'm feeling some type of way because I didn't get my invite. I was told to
What?
talk to you. I didn't get my invite. I know if this thing go on next year,
No.
I need not just to talk to Miss Long.
Yes,
Ms.
no,
Long, I
no.
don't need to talk to the Humble wife. I need somebody telling me, hey, Gerard, we need you down in Harlem because we celebrating, we
Yes.
family. I need an invite in my inbox. So I ain't gonna feel some type of way now.
No, don't feel any type of way. I'm gonna get that invite to you ASAP, like we say in Harlem. ASAP. I'll get that to you. Don't you worry about it. And those
Okay,
everybody, you got that. I'm gonna send it to
okay,
you, the official flyer.
okay. Whenever something going on, because I got people in Harlem. I ain't been there in a few years, but I'm familiar with Harlem, man, with Uptown.
Yes.
And I need Miss Long to be sending me the invite. Come there before Juneteenth, and I was like, hey, right, you know we about to kick it off. So,
Yes, you got it. You could come out, and if you touch down, please let us know. We'll put you on the stage. You can say hi to the people. And you got people in Harlem. So you know whenever Harlem do something, we
oh,
do it. We
oh
do it
yeah, I
big.
already know. It's a great place to be. It's a great place to have a Juneteenth. You know, Harlem is black, you know, and I love it. I
Mhm.
love NYC. So yeah, let people know. You told people about Quali, what is it, Quali TV or whatever you telling people that.
Yes, yep. So Quelly TV, we have our virtual fest that kicked off on June 13th. It's running from the 13th, 14th, and 15th, our virtual fest at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So
Okay,
that is 5 p.m. Central time
okay,
on Quelly TV. If you missed it, don't worry. You can catch the rerun on our website at www.jffnyc.com.
got
And
you.
you can see all the reruns there, the replays there. And then we're going to have our outdoor fest taking place in Harlem on 125th. Don't worry, I'm going to get you your invite. And all of you watching are invited to come out. We're on West 125th and 7th Avenue or Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard, right down the street from the Apollo Theater. We're going to have vendors. We partnered with the official Black Wall Street app that's presenting our vendors marketplace. So you
Hmm.
guys on Juneteenth, we are big proponents for this. A part of it is we shop Black all Juneteenth week. Okay, we are going to be supporting our Black vendors with our Black dollars and keeping our money in our community. So we'll have vendors out there. We'll have food out there as well. We'll have our Kiddie Zone presented by Harlem Children's Zone, which is a charter school, huge charter school out there. So we'll have free face painting, free activities, free surprises. I don't want to give it all away because you gotta come out to see what we got for y'all. And we'll have giveaways. We'll have the stage, live performances, entertainment. Gonna have DJs out there battling it out. It's just gonna be a great time, a great vibe, giving you a cookout, family reunion vibes, big energy. And it's a time for love. So if you're not coming to celebrate and love on your fellow brother and sister,
Don't come.
don't
Leave all
come
that
because we on
BS
a
at
we on
home.
a love type of time.
Bring
Right. We
all the
on a
love
different
there.
type of time. Exactly. It's 2023. We got enough issues. Let's get together and make it a good time. This is about a time of reconnecting and recharging. You know what I mean? You guys know, and y'all know. We corporate, we around everybody all day
Hmm.
long. It's different when you get together and it's family. You could kind of recharge, like, oh, I needed this.
Right.
I needed this time to just be fully let go and be me. I don't have to put on my corporate hat or, vice versa. So we'll be out there. Krispy Kremes will be out there giving out free donuts.
Mm.
um, we have other partners giving out just a ton of free giveaways that we are doing. So I want to say this
Hmm.
for those of you who are celebrating Juneteenth, you're new to it, or it's your first time. There are specific traditions that go along with Juneteenth. It's 150 years of history and culture. So there's certain foods affiliated with the festival. Like Juneteenth is really big on the color red. And there's a reason for that. There's a history behind that. So there's a lot of red foods, there's a lot of red drinks, on specifically hibiscus tea, or, not necessarily Kool-Aid, but
We can't have no
not
red Kool-Aid. Come on, man.
but there's a history behind it. And if you want to find out the history and the traditions, again, you can visit our website. We have videos there that
Right.
go over all of the history, all of the traditions,
Hmm.
and even into modern day, how we are doing it. There's no wrong way to celebrate Juneteenth. Every city has their own flavor, how they do it. But
Right.
if you're working out with JFF NYC in Harlem, we having a big, huge block party, big, huge family reunion on 125th.
I do want to say that nationwide, that tradition of buying black should be everybody that, if
Yes.
nothing else, I love that, you know, supporting our own, for us, by us. I love that.
Yes.
I think if we, I think, they had like the blackout around Thanksgiving, or, with the
Hmm.
black, whatever it was, but people don't do it or whatever. But as much as we could try to push that, I think that'll be dope. And what else I was about to say? Oh yeah, give people your social media, the website, what, anything else they want to do. I'm probably not, I know I can't make it this weekend. I got prior commitments. So, but I know I'm not going to make it, but we're going to try to send as much people down there as possible. We're going to let everybody know who's in the East Coast, specifically NYC. This is where they need to be at this weekend. And I didn't even want to be pronounced your name, so I've been propping call you Ms. Long. But is it okay if I call you Shay?
Yes, it is. Yes, that's
Okay, so now I got a buddy in Shay and all of
fine.
repping and doing her thing. So Shay, let people know about the social media. I know you said the website with the tradition. That's dope too. Even before, after Juneteenth, I think people can go there and get, some knowledge about,
Yes.
some what's going on. So just tell people everything they need to know about it before we wrap up.
Yes, if you guys want to stay updated, if you're interested in knowing how you can vend next year or just how you can support, you can follow our socials, everything on IG, Facebook, and our YouTube. We are Juneteenth Freedom Fest NYC. That's Juneteenth Freedom Fest NYC on all social media platforms. And you can get your free tickets at our website at www.jffnyc.com. And y'all come with us. Let us know where you're coming from. And we would love to host you and have you and party with you and just celebrate with you.
Word. I want to wrap it up with my girl Shay. Of course, y'all can see this video. We're gonna have this video on Black Truth Television on YouTube. Then we're gonna have the whole wrap up on blacktruth.net. Then we're gonna have it on social media, Black Truth News. If you can't, remember none of that, just type in Black Truth News and all that stuff will pop in. Of course, we're
Okay.
gonna send you the links to all that before we put it out. And I'm going to edit this and put it out there. And we're going to have it on YouTube first for the viewing audience, and then we're going to have it on the site. So thanks again, Shay, for showing up. Thanks for the things that you're doing. Power to the people, Freedom Fest, NYC, Juneteenth. We saluting and sounding off from Harlem to Chicago. Thanks again for joining us, and we will be talking to you soon.
All right. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Black Truth News, you already know what it is. We appreciate and we salute you. Thank you guys so much.
blacktruth.net.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? It's the chef. Cooling right now. Black Truth News. You know what it is.
Hi, my name is Ari Atlantic. Shout out to Black Truth News.
Black Truth News or DJ Paul. Yeah.
Yo, this is Split Star. You know what I mean? Right now you're watching Black Truth News. We tell the truth. Tell the lie, man. What's up, Black Truth News?
Yo, shout out to Black Truth News, man. It's you, go from Wu-Tang, man. Black Truth News. Y'all already know it.
What's up, this Grandma? And you checking out Black Truth News.
Black Truth News, baby. Check it out.
blacktruth.net.